Welcome to QuickSpeak, the English podcast that helps you find your voice and build your confidence in English.
Yeah.
Today we're going to talk about finding joy and purpose in our work.
Okay.
We all spend so much time working, so it's natural to want to feel happy and fulfilled by what we do.
It's true. Many people see work as just a way to earn money,
Right.
but it can be so much more than that. When you find joy and purpose in your work, it can transform your entire experience.
Absolutely. So let's start by thinking about those everyday tasks that might not seem very exciting at first glance.
Okay.
How can we find more meaning in even the most routine parts of our jobs?
One approach is to try and connect those tasks to your personal values. Ask yourself, what's important to me? What kind of impact do I want to have on the world? When you can see how even a small task contributes to something bigger, it can become more meaningful.
That's a great point. It's about finding that sense of purpose, even in the smallest things we do.
Exactly. For example, if you work in customer service, you might find joy in knowing that you are helping people solve problems and making their lives a little bit easier.
And even if your job doesn't involve direct interaction with people,
Yeah.
you can still find purpose in knowing that your work is contributing to the success of your team or organization.
Absolutely. It's about finding that connection between your work and the bigger picture.
Okay.
And another way to find more joy in your work is to focus on building positive relationships with your colleagues. When you have strong connections with the people you work with, it can make a huge difference in your overall job satisfaction.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Work can be so much more enjoyable when you feel like you're part of a team and you have people you can rely on and share ideas with.
Right. And it's not just about having people to chat with during breaks.
Yeah.
When you have strong relationships with your colleagues, it can make it easier to collaborate, to support each other through challenges,
Right.
and to celebrate successes together.
So how can we go about building those positive relationships? I mean, some people are naturally more outgoing than others. Not everyone finds it easy to connect with their colleagues.
It's true, but building relationships takes effort, and it's something that anyone can do.
Yeah, okay.
One simple but effective strategy is to focus on active listening. When you really listen to what someone is saying,
Yeah,
it shows that you respect and value them.
that's so important. And it's not just about hearing the words, but also paying attention to their body language and trying to understand their perspective.
Exactly. And when you are actively listening, it can help you to build empathy and understanding, which are essential for strong relationships.
And don't underestimate the power of small gestures of kindness. Offering to help a colleague who's feeling overwhelmed or simply acknowledging their hard work can go a long way in building strong bonds.
You're absolutely right. Those little things can make a big difference in how people feel about their work and their colleagues.
Yeah.
And when people feel appreciated and valued, it creates a much more positive and supportive work environment.
I love that idea of creating a ripple effect of positivity. It's like when you smile at someone and they smile back, it just creates a more pleasant atmosphere for everyone.
Exactly. And speaking of positivity, one of the most powerful tools we have for finding joy and purpose in our work is gratitude. Have you ever noticed how when you focus on the things you're grateful for, it can shift your perspective and make you feel more positive overall?
Oh, absolutely. It's like a superpower. When you take the time to appreciate the good things in your life, even the small things, it can make a big difference in your overall happiness.
It's so true. And that same principle applies to our work lives.
Okay.
When we focus on the things we are grateful for at work, it can help us to find more joy and meaning in what we do, even when we're facing challenges.
So how can we cultivate more gratitude in our work lives? Is it as simple as just making a list of things we're grateful for?
Making a list is a great start. It can help you to become more aware of the good things in your work life that you might otherwise take for granted. But it's also important to express your gratitude to others. Taking the time to thank a colleague for their help, acknowledging someone's hard work,
Yeah.
or simply expressing appreciation for a job well done can have a huge impact on their morale and motivation.
It's about recognizing the contributions of others and letting them know that their work is valued. And that, in turn, can create a more positive and supportive work environment for everyone.
Exactly. Gratitude is contagious. When you express gratitude to others, it inspires them to do the same, creating a ripple effect of positivity throughout the workplace.
So it sounds like finding joy and purpose in our work is all about shifting our mindset, focusing on the positive, and building strong relationships with the people around us.
You've summed it up perfectly. It's about recognizing that work can be more than just a way to earn a living. It can be a source of fulfillment, connection, and even joy. And when we approach work with that mindset, it can transform our entire experience.
I love that. And I'm sure our listeners are eager to hear more about how they can put these ideas into practice. But before we dive deeper, let's take a moment to talk about the importance of embracing challenges at work.
That's a great point. Challenges are an inevitable part of any job, but they can also be opportunities for growth and learning.
Absolutely. So how can we learn to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to develop new skills and expand our capabilities?
That's a great question, and it's something we'll explore in more detail after a short break. Stay tuned. One of the keys to embracing challenges is to cultivate what's called a growth mindset.
A growth mindset. Could you explain what that means?
Yeah, it means seeing challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. Instead of getting discouraged when things get tough, you view it as a chance to stretch yourself and develop new skills.
So it's about reframing our perspective and seeing obstacles as stepping stones rather than roadblocks.
Exactly. And it's not just about positive thinking. It's about believing in your ability to learn and adapt. It's about embracing the process of growth even when it's uncomfortable.
That makes sense. But how do we actually put this into practice? How do we shift our mindset from fear of failure to a desire for growth?
It starts with becoming aware of your self-talk. When you face a challenge, do you tend to focus on your limitations or on the possibilities for learning?
Yeah.
If you catch yourself thinking, I can't do this,
Yeah.
try reframing it as, I'm not sure how to do this yet, but I'm willing to learn.
So it's about being kind to ourselves and acknowledging that learning takes time and effort.
Precisely. And it's also important to celebrate your progress along the way. Don't just focus on the end goal.
Okay.
Take the time to acknowledge the small wins and the lessons you've learned along the way.
That's a great reminder. It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of perfection and forget to appreciate the journey.
And speaking of journeys, one of the most rewarding aspects of work is the opportunity to connect with others and build meaningful relationships. When you feel a sense of belonging and camaraderie with your colleagues, it can make a world of difference in your overall job satisfaction.
I couldn't agree more. There's something special about working alongside people who share your goals and support your growth.
It's about creating a sense of community and shared purpose. And it all starts with making an effort to connect with people on a personal level.
So it's not just about being friendly or polite. It's about taking a genuine interest in our colleagues and getting to know them as individuals.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be anything grand or complicated.
Right.
Simple things like asking about their weekend plans, sharing a funny anecdote, or offering a helping hand can go a long way in building rapport.
Those small interactions can really add up over time and create a more positive and supportive work environment.
They absolutely can. And when you feel connected to the people you work with, it makes the challenges feel less daunting and the successes feel even sweeter.
That's a beautiful way to put it. It's about creating a shared experience where we can support each other through the ups and downs of work life.
And speaking of support, one of the most important things we can do for ourselves and for our colleagues is to practice gratitude.
Gratitude. How does that play into a positive work environment?
Gratitude is like a superpower.
Yeah.
When we focus on the things we're grateful for, it shifts our perspective and helps us to see the good, even in challenging situations.
It's about choosing to focus on the positive aspects of our work and our relationships rather than dwelling on the negative.
Exactly. And when we express gratitude to others, it can have a profound impact on their morale and motivation. It makes them feel valued and appreciated, which can boost their confidence and their willingness to go the extra mile.
So gratitude is not just a feel-good emotion. It's a powerful tool for building stronger relationships and creating a more positive and productive workplace.
You're absolutely right. And the best part is that gratitude is contagious.
Yeah.
When we express gratitude to others, it inspires them to do the same, creating a ripple effect of positivity throughout the organization.
It's like a chain reaction of kindness and appreciation.
Precisely. And when gratitude becomes embedded in the culture of a workplace, it can transform the entire atmosphere. People feel more connected, more supported, and more motivated to contribute their best work.
That sounds like an ideal work environment. One where everyone feels valued and appreciated, and where challenges are seen as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles to overcome.
It isn't ideal, but it's one that we can strive for. By cultivating a growth mindset, building strong relationships, and practicing gratitude, we can create a work environment that is both fulfilling and enjoyable.
This has been so insightful, but I'm curious, what about those of us who are feeling stuck in a rut? What advice do you have for people who are looking to find more purpose and meaning in their work, but aren't sure where to start?
That's a great question, and it's something we can explore now. Finding more purpose and meaning in your work is a journey, and it looks different for everyone. There's no one size fits all answer, but there are some things you can do to start exploring what might be a good fit for you.
That makes sense. It's about figuring out what truly motivates and inspires you.
Exactly. A good place to start is by reflecting on your values, your interests, and your skills.
Okay.
What are you passionate about? What kind of impact do you want to make on the world? What are you naturally good at?
It's about taking stock of your strengths and figuring out how you can use them to make a meaningful contribution.
Right. And it's also important to be open to new experiences and to step outside of your comfort zone. Sometimes the most unexpected opportunities can lead to the most fulfilling work.
So it's about embracing curiosity and being willing to explore different paths, even if they seem a little bit scary at first.
Absolutely. And don't be afraid to talk to people who are doing work that you find inspiring. Ask them about their journey, their challenges, and their rewards. You might be surprised by what you learn.
That's a great idea. Networking and mentorship can be so valuable, especially when you're trying to figure out your next steps.
And remember, finding your purpose is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing process of exploration and discovery. Your interests and priorities might change over time, and that's perfectly normal.
So it's about being flexible and adaptable and being willing to adjust your course as you learn and grow.
Exactly. And most importantly, be patient with yourself. It takes time to figure out what you truly want to do and how you want to make a difference in the world.
Thank you so much for sharing these insights. I think our listeners will find them incredibly helpful as they navigate their own career journeys.
It was my pleasure. I think this conversation has inspired you to think differently about work and to explore the possibilities for finding more joy and purpose in what you do.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on QuickSpeak English. We hope you found this episode helpful. If you want to improve your English speaking and listening, subscribe to our podcast. And be sure to visit our website. You'll find more learning materials like vocabulary lists and exercises from today's episode in the description. Keep practicing and keep learning.